Welcome to another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT, with the goal of getting you moving for 15 minutes every single morning. Today we are going to focus on shoulders and spine. So we're going to start off with our shoulder CARs. Again, I'm going to do this kneeling, you can do it standing. We're going to start off with our bicep pointed out, chest up nice and high, and we're going to take our shoulder through its full range of motion, coming up, into flexion, abduction, going nice and slow, keeping the elbow straight. I'm going to squeeze my fist to try and create some tension, being as active as possible throughout this. And down to our side, biceps pointed towards you at the bottom, and then we're going to reverse with extension, external rotation, pointing that bicep up, coming up into flexion, cross the midline as I rotate that bicep towards the ceiling, and down to my side. That's one. We'll go again. Adduction, flexion, abduction, internal rotation, round into extension, and down to our side. If this is your first time joining us, thank you for making movement a priority in your day. We are going to try to get you to build a habit of moving every day. Just a 15-minute class, completely free resource for a barrier way free to get you moving. Classes are posted every single day at 5:30 a.m. You can watch them at any time. And reverse. Keeping that elbow straight, coming around, across the midline, and down to our side. We'll switch over to the other side. You'll notice I keep my hand on my rib cage throughout this, just to avoid my rib cage moving up and down, my thoracic spine going into extension. I am trying to just move my shoulder, regardless of everything else. All of these movements should be nice and controlled, going slow throughout our full range of motion, activating all of the tissue that connects to that joint. We deal with a lot of clients that have shoulder pain, and a lot of that happens because the tissue that attaches to the shoulder isn't healthy, isn't doing its job, and then at some point they experience more force than they can handle, and that's what you call an injury. So by doing this, we are teaching the brain to coordinate all of that tissue, getting blood flow, and increasing the connection with the brain. Better the connection the brain has with the tissue, the less likely it is to get injured. Another part of this is we're reminding the brain of all of the range of motion that that joint has. If you do not move your joints, your brain forgets. This is just a reminder. We're going to do one more on this side. Nice and slow. Excellent. Okay, we're going to go to Cow Spine Segmentation. This is a spine CAR. We're going to go down into this position. I'm sure most of you have heard of cat-cow from yoga. We're going to have our hands directly underneath our shoulders, knees directly below the hips, and we're going to take our back through flexion and extension. We're going to do it slow and controlled. So from here, I'm in a relatively neutral position. I'm going to rotate my hips down towards the floor, putting my lumbar spine in extension, and I'm going to try to create a wave up the spine, pressing that rib cage down now, pulling that chest up, and then pulling my chin towards the ceiling, looking up as high as I can. This is full extension. Feel what that feels like. And we're going to reverse by tucking the chin, tucking the head, pushing the shoulder blades up towards the roof, tucking that rib cage in, and then tucking my tail between my legs. This is full flexion, and then we're going to reverse, starting with just the hips. The rib cage is going to try to stay where it is. As I rotate those hips down towards the floor, and then slowly working my way, belly down, rib cage down, picking my chest up, looking up as high as I can. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push the rib cage down, and reverse. Going back into extension, rotating the hips down, pushing the belly down, then the rib cage, looking up. Deep breath in. Exhale, push the rib cage down. Feel that full extension before we reverse. Excellent. That is our cat-cow. Now we're going to go into something called capsular CARs. Rotation is the fundamental movement of a ball and socket joint, our shoulders and our hips. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our arms out to the side. We're going to bend at the elbow. And we're going to take our shoulders through internal and external rotation. When you do this, you are going to try to lift or elevate your scapula. So we're going to try to keep those shoulders down. Attempt to put your elbow directly out from your shoulders. And from here, we're going to rotate down far as you can. Might feel a little pinch in your shoulders. Keeping the elbows as horizontal as possible, and then we're going to come back up. Pull those fists back as far as you can. That's external rotation. And going back into internal. Good. Back to external. Some of you might be able to get a lot further than me if you have more internal and external rotation of your shoulders. Excellent. We're going to do 5 reps. This is finishing number 3. Four. And last one here. And 5. Excellent. Give your shoulders a break. I'm sure a lot of you felt that burning. It's good to get that tissue active. Again, the tissue that is responsible for internal and external rotation, we don't use it much on a daily basis. So this will use its full range and get it active. Next, we're going to go to our thoracic spine CARs, something that we've been doing most days. Again, if you struggle to be in this position, you can put a pillow underneath your butt just to elevate you a little bit, or you can sit in a chair. From here, we're going to tuck down into flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extending up into extension, rotation, lateral flexion, coming back around in front. Come back to neutral. We're going to do 3 in each direction. This is one that you should be doing every single day. It's very important, especially for those who sit in a desk all day. It is very important to get your spine moving through its range of motion. Our bodies adapt to the positions that we're in most. And most of you, that is sitting most of the day. So we need to get that spine moving to prevent spine injuries. This is also an excellent mobility exercise for golfers out there that need more rotation in their spine. Flexion, rotation, lateral flexion. Pull that chest and rib cage up, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, coming back around in front, and again. Nice and controlled through the whole range. Excellent. That is our thoracic spine CARs. Next, we're going to go to the scapula. I'm going to come a little closer to the camera here. Again, scapula are your shoulder blades. They sit on the back of the rib cage and glide along the shoulder, or glide along the rib cage, protecting the shoulder. They are what stabilizes your shoulders. So, fists out in front. We're going to punch forward, elevate, retract, squeezing together, and depress, dropping down. Protraction, elevation, retraction, depression. Again, protraction, punch forward, elevation, retraction, and depression. Give your arms a little shake, and then we'll reverse. Retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. Retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. One more time. Retraction, elevation, protraction, and depression. Again, if you sit too much, this tissue is going to be really tight. We do this when we're cold. We do this when we're stressed. So getting blood flow to this tissue and loosening it up is really going to help. Okay, we're going to go back to a shoulder exercise. This one can be done standing as well. We're going to do a shoulder CAR, but we're going to do two at the same time. So for this one, we're going to take our arms, we're going to place them behind our back. We are going to straighten the elbows, lift them as high as we can into extension, and then we're going to very slowly externally rotate, pointing those biceps up towards the ceiling, coming up as high as we can with straight elbows. Keep rotating the biceps toward the ceiling, bringing the arms together and down to our side. And then we're going to reverse. Arms together towards the midline. Elbows are straight, bringing them up as high as we can. Coming away from midline. Internally rotating, pointing those biceps down as we pull our arms around behind us. Keep them high. Come around behind the back. Bending the elbows. And reverse. Straighten the elbows. Rotating the biceps towards the ceiling as we come up towards the midline into flexion. Keep rotating the biceps up towards the ceiling as we come across the midline and down to our sides and reverse. Good, we have one more. And we'll finish going back. Rotating those biceps down towards the ground, coming around behind the back, keeping those fists high, and then finishing behind the back. Give your shoulders a shake. Next, we're going to go to scapular push-ups. For this one, you can do it on your knees if you can't do it from your feet. We're going to have our hands planted underneath our shoulders, and we are going to squeeze our scapula together and then push away from the ground. My elbows are going to stay straight, and I'm just gliding my scapula or shoulder blades along the rib cage. So if you want to try a little bit more resistance, we'll go into push-up position. We're going to do 5 of these, nice and slow. Dropping down, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Elbows stay straight. And then push away from the ground. Back down. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. And back up. It's okay if you tuck your rib cage during this. This is 3. Again, if this is too challenging, you can do it from your knees. 4, and 1 more. And 5. Excellent. We're going to give you a short break. Let the blood flow back into that tissue. And then we're going to go back to our capsular CARs. Arms out in front. We're going to finish with these. Bend at the elbow. Shoulders stay down or scapula in depression. We're going to rotate those fists down towards the ground. Shoulders might be burning by this point. And up, trying to keep the elbows level with the ground. Reach back as far as you can. And forward. This is internal rotation. Far as you can. And back up. External rotation. Rotate back as far as you can. It's 2. 3. 4. 1 more. And 5. Excellent. That is another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT. Great job for prioritizing your health and getting your body moving every day. Again, we drop an episode every morning at 5:30 a.m. It's completely free. Just click the link and follow along. Thanks for joining.